First of all, I'm also nervous. Gonna put it out there. Thank you. Can I do a little practice with this? Okay. Thank you. All right, so my name is Liana Berlin-Fischler. I'm the COO of Laguna Innovation. And I'd like to say that Laguna Innovation spun out of research from the Arava Institute for Environmental Studies, where I also work as manager of the Track 2 Environmental Forum. So we work on cross-border environmental projects in the face of political conflict. And I'm really proud to stand here in front of all of you, such an esteemed group of people. Part of the reason why I'm so nervous. And really thank you for sharing your successes, sharing your challenges, and hopefully what I've understood from you and the challenges in East Africa of freshwater management and also sanitation and food insecurity, how we don't need to focus necessarily on addressing those issues alone, but maybe we can introduce a technology that leapfrogs these issues to approach the issues in an integrative way. So I'll go through this quickly because you guys did a much better job of explaining the issues in depth. And also I just want to say that East Africa is not alone in the sanitation gap. It's a global issue. To not have sanitation, it's a technological, financial, and governmental aspect. You need to have a strong institutional capacity to implement sanitation, the networks, etc. It requires a lot of harmonizing of policies and stakeholders. It's not an easy feat to implement this, which inspired us to innovate around those challenges. And again, we have system-wide risks, so this lack of essential infrastructure endangers human health, socioeconomic well-being, and ecological functioning. Again, I think we all know the challenges that we face, public health. 1 in 4 of our girls miss school because of lack of safe toilets. Water scarcity for farmers, having less productive crops. And without safe sanitation and clean water, no SDG goal can be met, including health, gender equality, education, and climate resilience. So I took this flying to Mbeya, which I'm very happy to be here, to see it just demonstrated exactly what we try to address, which is decentralized communities surrounded by farmland in an arid region that likely needs water, that likely needs sanitation solutions, and likely needs the intersection of what we can offer. But also my friend Patrick, who I'm very grateful to have met through this conference, shared with me that it's not just decentralized communities, it's not just the rural areas, it's also our cities. That in Kampala, when it rains, that's when people throw the sewage to the streets. And you deal with, again, public health risks, you deal with smell, and generally infrastructure can be overburdened if it does exist. So continuing that, the people most affected are the backbone of East Africa, the education, health, food, housing systems. So if we're able to address this, we're able to bring from the bottom up a healthier foundation for our countries. And a very technical graph, but it just summarizes the institutional gaps, the funding gaps that leads to financial resource limitations, limited public awareness, and ultimately the need for innovative strategies and opportunities, which is where we at Laguna Innovation see ourselves. So who are we? I introduced myself. I come from a design, social innovation, and environmental background. Our CEO, Clive Lipchin, he's also the director of transboundary water management at the Arava Institute. Amir Asa, he's the genius of our technology. He has 30 plus years in clean tech, biogas, wastewater management. It's us in Mamelodi, South Africa, where we just installed a system last year. So, introducing to you Laguna Innovation's off-grid wastewater treatment and reuse system. We really like to emphasize that we're not just treatment, but we're also reuse. It bridges the sanitation gap for underserved communities and unlocks a reliable on-site source of nutrient-rich water. So there's a lot there. First of all, it's energy autonomous. As we're looking at the food, energy, water nexus, we have to understand that without solar paneled devices, where are we going to pump the water? Not everything can be gravity fed. So part of the innovation is reducing the energy consumption to have it be solar powered and enable the functioning of the system. It's virtually sludge free, which is often a maintenance issue for wastewater treatment. We solve this by continuously circulating it through the system. And you'll see here in our treatment, this is our treatment section, this is pre-treatment. It's trickling on what we call our vertical green wall biofilter. And again, it circulates and algae, a biofilm is growing on it, and it's eating the organic material to produce clean water that is full of nutrients that you can use in irrigation. Minimal odor and noise, which is very important for on-site treatment. It's remote monitored and operated, so it's not just to be able to look at what's happening, but our CTO in Israel can look from his computer and troubleshoot issues that arise on-site here in Mabea. It's modular and scalable, so we have sizes from 10 cubic meters per day to 100, but they can also be scaled up together, so they can be connected to treat larger municipalities, smaller communities, but they're not necessarily per house. And finally, nutrient-rich effluent. So by recovering the nutrients in wastewater, I know there's a lot of public perception issues that we have to face, but to be able to demonstrate that we can actually improve crop yields by using wastewater treatment or wastewater effluent, we can combat climate stress while improving our yields with more nutritious food. These are some results. This is for gray water. I want to say that we treat black water. And I looked at one of our tests that we did recently where an influent was 389 BOD, and we got it down to 11. So the improvement percentages still remain within this range. So to share a case study that in Jericho in the Jordan Valley, there's a dairy farm that has raw sewage leakage, 350 dairy cows, and cow manure. And we've created an integrated system that addresses not just the wastewater, but also creates an opportunity for biogas. So here you can see we have a biogas reactor. We're still going to implement where you put the cow manure. It's a UNDP-funded project that we're building out in stages. And here's our wastewater treatment system and the reservoir there. From the dairy, we produce wastewater, which goes to our system for treatment. The cow manure is fed into, again, a reception cylinder, which goes into the bioreactor, and the liquid then continues to our wastewater treatment system. That water is recovered, again, high-quality nutrient-rich water, to then be able to irrigate crops that they weren't able to irrigate before because it's very, very arid there. They're using it for feed for their cows. Goes back into the dairy. They're saving money. They're also able to expand their dairy, so they're earning money from that. On the other side of the energy aspect, The cow manure goes in, they're able to generate 50 cubic meters per day of biogas that can go straight to the boiler for the dairy. And they're saving about $9,000 a year from mitigating electricity costs from the national grid. Going back into dairy products, again, earning additional money for those products, which can be funneled back into expanding the dairy. So farming cooperatives, real estate development, education centers, hotels, tourism, off-grid communities, water utilities, industrial sites, we're able to treat a wide variety of wastewater. We're able to customize the biological community that grows and how much, that's me. And the functionality of the system according to industry or domestic or municipal wastewater. So how do we make this happen financially? We have a few different models, and I want to say that we are an early stage business, and to be able to present to you and build partnerships from the beginning of our company is very meaningful for us, and we want to find something that's mutually beneficial and be able to innovate around financial models, because I think one of the biggest issues is to have a capital-intensive technology and bring it to the markets that need it the most. So Laguna Innovation is committed to being creative, being innovative around it, but we know we can't do it alone, and we need strategic partners. So direct purchase is obviously the traditional approach. Someone has money up front, we offer the service with operating and maintenance fees per month. A partner model, which is what we've been operating on up to now, like our Jericho project, UNDP funded it. The Arava Institute served at the NGO as the NGO implementing partner, and we're the technology supplier. We would love to get to the point where we're able to manufacture our systems in advance and have a lease back program. So maybe that's more accessible for communities, governments, et cetera. But the point is, we're flexible, and we want to work with you to find what can suit communities. So again, we're looking for strategic partners, researchers that want to look into wastewater reuse, that want to understand the impact on crops, businesses that want to open up new markets, Mabea University to treat your wastewater while you're waiting for your centralized wastewater treatment. Ours is mobile, you can use it in the interim and then put it somewhere else that needs it. And I think the opportunities are really exciting, and here you have my direct number. You can speak to me, you can annoy me, I'll be happy for it. And again, thank you so much for the opportunity to speak to you.